Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
And it's almost Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, too. I hope you've got big plans.
And thanks for joining us.
Thanks for being with us on Facebook Live. Okay, we're talking today about our single most favorite system in business. That is, if you are looking to improve in any aspect of business or, quite frankly, of your life. So this is a system that I learned about years ago when we first started in the coaching world. And we have used it about as consistently as any system we've used in our business. And the reason we use it is because it's simple. It's so simple, and it will guarantee that you get better at whatever it is you're looking to improve, okay? So why do you care about this system? It's, first of all, the system's called LBNT, and it stands for like best next time. May not be easy to remember at first, but just work with us and you'll figure it out. But I mean, why does it really matter is because it is going to save you so much frustration. If you've ever found yourself doing the same thing again and again, expecting a different result, but you're doing it the same way, you know that that's the definition of insanity. So let's jump in here. Okay. You got your stuff done.
I'm good. I wasn't working. I'm just, when you do these and you run it through your fan page, you actually then have to push that out through your own personal pages. So that's what I'm doing.
They don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Just letting you know. I just want you to feel like I was ignoring you.
You weren't just texting your friends on your group thread, because I can tell you that's annoying. No. All right, so LBNT, why do you love it? Why do you love it?
Well, the LBNT is such a great system because it allows you, the old Kaizen theory, right? Mm-hmm. So the Japanese came with that.
Constant, never-ending improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. So anytime, and this can be used in any situation, but we've done it on these Facebook Lives. The Facebook Lives, I mean, I've gone back and looked at the very first one, and it's so embarrassing. And I think that's the thing that
we don't recommend it.
Yeah, but you know, as we've done this, I think this is our 7th or 8th or maybe 9th Facebook Live now, that when you look back on that, every single time that we completed it, we always asked 2 questions. What did we like best about what we did? And what do we want to do for next time?
Yeah, so that's like where can we improve next time?
Totally.
So now let me tell you why it's LB and then NT. So the first round, and this is a conversation you have with somebody at work, okay? Or it can be with your spouse or whoever's close with you. The first question you ask about anything you do. So take our Facebook Live as just one example. When we're done with it, we'll watch it back, which can be painful, but you watch it back and then we have a conversation. First, we go back and forth. They say, Paul, what did you like best about that one? And he'll share his thoughts. Here's what I liked. Here's what I saw. Here's what I think maybe we've improved.
And notice you always start off with the good,
the positive,
first, right? Always the positive.
And let's talk about why we do that, because we know that most of the clients who we work with are top achievers, and top achievers tend to be a little more tough on themselves than the average bear. So we're always looking for, how do I get better? What do I do better next time? I mean, for most of our clients, over 80% actually score in a range where they are really tough on themselves. And if it were left up to them and no system were in place, all they would look at is, where did I screw up? Where do I suck? Right. And how can I get better?
Right.
So we force the LB. And what's interesting is, if I'm asking Paul,
and it's so true, because we always want to look for what we did wrong, or what do we need to fix. But most of the time, most people do not acknowledge themselves for the things that they've actually done really well.
That's correct. That's correct. And we tend to, if you're in that place, like many of us, many of our clients, you even tend to over amplify the things that you don't like, or the things that you feel you didn't do as well as you could have. So if you know that's you, then it's really, really critical that you develop the LB part of the system. Now, something else that's important, if we're on LB and I say, okay, Paul, what did you like best about that last Facebook Live? And he's going to share with me. If he starts going into...
You looked absolutely gorgeous, Heather.
He's so kind. So kind.
When you work with your wife, always start the LB off that way.
That's a great way to start. Unless I did not look gorgeous, then he's going to need to put that in the NT. So the like best, every now and then we'll catch ourselves saying, we really liked this, but you know what I think we could do the next time to make it even better? And then we stop ourselves. So if I hear Paul do it or he hears me do it, if I start heading into how we could do it better, when we're on the like best section, we stop and say, hold it, right? Take a note, write it down, and then bring it up when we're talking about
And you really have to be
next
aware
times.
of that too, because our natural instinct is always to go to the next time.
Yeah.
So to have somebody that's just kind of guarding against that is key. So if you are doing this with your team, or you're just doing it with your wife, or even with just for yourself, to make sure that you stay on the like bests, finish that, and then move on to the next times.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, we're talking about a system that's called Like Best Next Time, and it is the single most simple and effective system for improving your results in any area of your life. So very first part, after you've completed anything, we were using Facebook Live as an example, where the first thing you do is you say, okay, what did you like best about that? Now, I can tell you when we first did our very first Facebook Live, our like best list was really, really short. And I think we only got one, and that was, well, we did it.
We did it. That was
we did it. And we're like, you know what? That's absolutely something to celebrate, though, because we know that we didn't really want to do it, and it was tough. It was tough to put ourselves out there. So, so you know what? Even if you only have one, if you're starting something new and you have nothing but improvement to, you know, nowhere to go but up, that's okay. But still acknowledge whatever it is. You've got to find an LB. You absolutely have to have an LB, even if it's okay. Well, we did it. Now, moving on to NT. Once you've exhausted your list of like bests, then you know, I asked Paul, what did you like best? He asks me what I liked best. So we're doing only like best. And you could do this with 3 or 4 or 5 team members. You could do it in an entire department meeting. But you exhaust the like best before you move to next time. Then you get to say, so what do you think we could improve for next time?
Good. Let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah. What do we need to fix? Now, going back to our first Facebook Live, our next time list was extensive, and we still didn't even know what we didn't know. So it, you know, it grows from there. But think about this. From the very first time we got on until now, not only are Paul and I doing this together, but we're also doing it with one of our media coaches, and they're actually 2 media coaches. They're helping us by sharing, here's what I liked best, here's what I would fix for next time.
Totally.
And so, you know, we're going to continue to try different things. We're going to continue to work on our improvement. And hopefully, if you've been following us at all, maybe just a little bit of an improvement from our first to now this one. And if not, just know, look, we're human. We're still working on it.
Yeah, and listen, this I think this is such a massive tool system that people can be using, and I think most people don't. So I just want you to consider trying this on the next thing. So you got to, you know, we've got a short week. We got Thanksgiving coming up, right?
So let's talk about different ways you can use it.
Totally.
We just used Facebook Live because it's something we've used very recently, but let me give you a couple of other ideas. Anytime you have a client meeting, you could debrief that client meeting with your own list of like best next time. You could actually even ask your client at the end of whatever meeting you've had, what did they like best? And how can you serve them better next time? I actually do that as part of every coaching session. What was valuable for you today? Is there anything more that we could have done? So this is a system that you can implement everywhere. We, in fact, all right, one of the coolest things, we used this system last week. We had a colleague come to town, and he was delivering a keynote in the Naples area. So we went and we watched his keynote, and we did an LBNT. So this is, you know, one of the first times I've been able to do that for, you know, a colleague or a competitor technically. And I got to see the LBNT from a completely different perspective. So think about doing an LBNT on one of your competitors. How are they serving their customers? What do they like? They could be doing better, and then it for yourself.
Well, cool. Well, I think we covered pretty much the whole aspect of LBNT.
I think so. Consider it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You might want to do an LBNT at Thanksgiving. Like, what worked, what didn't work, what would you do differently? I mean, I know it sounds silly, but if you've got certain frustrations about the holidays and maybe they're causing more stress than they need to, try an LBNT. Do it with the family.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this Facebook Live, Evolve to Win with Heather and Paul. And we hope that you have a fantastic Thanksgiving. And if you liked what you heard and you think this might be valuable to somebody else, please share it. Let other people know. We would appreciate it.
Thanks for joining in. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Have a great day. Bye.